All right. Couple other things. We had an election in Nova Scotia.
Whoa.
The Liberals won. They
Boo.
fucking destroyed.
Yay.
Hooray. Exactly.
I don't know who you are.
You're really all the same, so what does it matter? The Liberals won. We had an NDP government before. We had an NDP majority, actually. And the Liberals won a majority because everybody was like, well, fuck the NDP for doing what, politicians do. The NDP lost 24 seats. They're the first one-term government in Nova Scotia since 1882. Yeah, let that shit sink in.
Wow.
130 years. It's been at least 2 terms for every government, not for the NDP. One and done for the NDP.
They've messed up.
Exactly. Our riding was won by a Liberal. Ours was one of the seats that the Liberal took from the NDP. Because we were NDP beforehand, and this time we went Liberal, which is actually kind of funny. I went to a bar that night with my friend Lindsay, and we drove by the Liberal candidates' headquarters. So we expected to see fucking partying, like orgy on the steps, everything like that. 3 people in the place, not one of them was celebrating.
Really?
I'm like, this is such a Canadian election, it's not even funny. That they were just like, well, our opponent ran a really good campaign. It's like, celebrate a little, motherfuckers. You won. It's a pretty good paycheck, I hear. That's where most of the money goes. So they totally no-sold it, which was kind of cool. It was like, hey, cool, you're political Cena. Did you vote?
No.
No, I didn't figure you did. I voted.
I don't believe in voting.
Nah, makes sense.
My vote does not change anything. And people might say, if you don't vote, then you can't complain.
Oh, my fuck, do I ever hate when people say that.
And I mean...
It's the most retarded thing you can possibly say when it comes to politics.
You can vote, and people will just be like, one side will say they will do this, and other side say that they will do this. And maybe you will agree with one side, and you won't agree with the other side. But then when you vote for that side, they will turn around and not do what they say.
Exactly.
And
so what's the point?
What's the point of going out and I guess some people say it's the moral of it.
I suppose.
You go out and you pick who you want to represent you as the community.
Right.
But no, I represent myself.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you, I don't have any pull, but it's just
I do.
What goes in my mind and what's percolating up there.
Exactly.
I got my own roads up here, infrastructure. I'm the mayor of my own.
Exactly. You run that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Ooh, big yawn. That was a big old yawn. We got to get out of here soon. I voted. I did. I went into the hot little building and made my X. Except my X was writing my own name across all the ballots. Really? Like all the options, I just wrote my own name. So technically, even though I don't think that counts, it was just really cool that one person voted for Justin Robar. It was an honor just to be nominated, really. It was awesome. It was a great experience, and I loved my campaign and all my supporters. Oh, fuck this country. But yeah, so I mean, I went in, but I spoiled my ballot, and everybody's going to be like, why didn't you just go in and vote? Which proves to me that back in 2011, when everybody jumped down my throat because I didn't vote in the federal election, because the fucking federal election in 2011 was fucking fraudulent, because the guy that was proven to be in contempt of Canadian law to be a fucking lawbreaker was allowed to run for prime minister again. Mm-hmm. So how the fuck does that make a legitimate election? So I didn't vote in it. And everybody was like, oh, well, you should have, even if you went in and spoiled a ballot, you should have gone in and voted. So this time I went in and spoiled a ballot. And now I have been getting flack from people that's like, well, why didn't you just vote for one of the candidates? So I was like, aha. So it's not about voting, motherfucker. It's about voting for who you want me to vote for.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And I'm so glad that I caught these people in their bullshit. Because it was never about voting for voting's sake. everybody gets partisan. That's it. Everybody wants you to vote for their party. And sure, maybe it's not a crack, but be upfront about it. If I said, like, I'm not going to vote at all, just be like, oh, well, that's stupid. You should vote for who I want to vote for. At least that's honest. It's not just like, oh, well, even if you go in and spoil a ballot, and then the same person be like, well, why didn't you just vote if you just spoiled a ballot? That wastes time. It's like, well, there, I've just caught you in your bullshit. So I appreciate the fact that you are a fucking bullshitter. And there's some fracking stuff going on in New Brunswick. We're not going to talk too much about it.
Fracking bullshit.
Fracking bullshit. Yeah, the Native Americans in New Brunswick are real pissed off. And it seems to me that they're pissed off for fairly legitimate reasons. And the violence that happened to occur earlier this week kind of seemed like it was the police's fault.
It appears to be so.
Trying to push a little too hard. And what's going to happen when you try to kettle people in? Well, they're going to try to fight back because that's just natural. So, yeah, it didn't end up too well for either side, really. 40 arrests of protesters and 5 burned RCMP cars, which was kind of interesting. I guess they were using Molotov cocktails. I'm like, that is old school. Yeah, so that's all about like oil drilling and everything like that. And it's kind of a fucked up situation. Hopefully it gets resolved relatively soon. Seems to me that the government there was a little bit out of line, but I suppose it's hard to say. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, sir? Liverpool bars suck.
Card
store girl was a bitch.
Yeah.
No.
Aunt Jemima, get your game back together.
Exactly. Step your game up, Aunt Jemima. That sounded terrible. Stop it. That's racist.
The local food is awesome.
Yeah, food at the local's really good. Local's a restaurant in Bridgewater. Go eat at that shit because it's good.
My pee in the beginning at the middle of the podcast was awesome.
It was must have been fantastic.
Yeah. I'm glad we got the camera working.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally got the fucking camera going. That was pretty good. It took us a minute.
Did your pop ever thaw out?
Oh yeah, man. It was delicious.
Okay. Nicely done.
Nicely done.
And yeah.
You sounded like you really had something to lead into there. You're like, and yeah. Hey!
Next week we will have actually a number, I believe, for Collins.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have that next week. We're gonna have an actual phone number where if you'd like to call into the show, then you are more than welcome to do so, and hopefully somebody does, so that we have stuff to talk about. We kind of blew our load here in a 2-hour show, and holy crow. 2-hour show. Pretty nuts.
Holy crow!
We definitely did it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for episode number... She's a gold digger. Way over time. That digs on me. Son of a bitch! Okay, Shiki's yelling at us, so we gotta fucking get out of here. That's it, episode 25 of the No Holds Barred podcast. Thanks for the people that stopped in to view us on Ustream.
It's always nice having you.
Exactly. Chris, Gio, and whoever the wrestling guy was. It might have been Cody, but it might not have been. I can't really tell. But so thanks for everybody that tuned in to take a listen to us. This will be up on YouTube fairly soon. We're going to be out skis for another week. We will see you next week. I'm Justin.
Yeah, I'm Nick.
No Holds Barred podcast, episode 25. We will see your asses later.
Baby, will you marry me?